Today on the pokerebel chopping block, we have Treecko, the gecko grass-type Pokemon who's most famous for its appearance in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games in its second stage form. This time around, however, famous explorer Grovyle will be tasked with the Hoenn region, which may prove to be a more daunting task than the harshest monster house he has ever run into. So, how well did Sceptile do in the Gen 3 games? Let's find out. Treecko starts off with the moveset of Pound and Leer, and learns Absorb at level 6. With this moveset, Treecko manages to sweep rock sand outside of bad RNG. See, Absorb might be weaker than, say, Mudkip's water gun, but its healing powers compensate for it, at least in this fight, giving our reptilian friend a solid start. Against Brawly, however, Grovyle's lack of access to actually good grass-type moves starts to be felt. With its extremely paltry moveset of moves like Quick Attack, Cut, and Absorb, it will not even 1v1 Machop outside of crits or AI cooperating with it. Machop, as well as Makuhita, can just bulk up and destroy it with their fighting-type moves. In Emerald, Grovyle can beat the meta-type, but that's no big task, as all you need for that is access to a damaging move. Grovyle continues to not get any other grass moves whatsoever all the way into Watson. The Ruby Sapphire version of the fight has 2 steel types, which render Grovyle useless outside of trying to 1v1 the Voltorb, which can still paralyze Grovyle or simply boom in front of it. In Emerald, it can beat Electrite, but fails against Manectric, as it lacks the damage output to prevent the dog from setting up howls and ripping it apart, which is quite the disappointing outcome for a grass-type Pokemon, especially given how few Watson answers the game gives you. And if Grovyle is not good against Watson, no need to talk about Flannery. We tried to maximize Grovyle's usefulness by giving it Dig, and yeah, that sure can happen. Grovyle will be one-shot by anything Flannery ever does and is absolutely no niche. Where Dig is useful though is against the next gym leader, Norman, who uses the notoriously strong but cheesable Slacking. By this point in the game, Grovyle also learns Leaf Blade, an actually good grass-type move, which brings me to who in their right minds designed these movesets, Absorb at level 6 and Leaf Blade at level 31 without any grass moves in between. If Dig and Leaf Blade are used cleverly, one Slacking can be defeated. Grovyle can also be used with its Leaf Blades to possibly, maybe, hopefully, 1v1 Vigoroth. But what will actually happen if you try that is anyone's guess. You also get to outspeed the Emerald Norman Linoon most of the time, which can help Revenge kill it if it tries to run the game with belly drum antics. In case your very worldview has been shaken by Grovyle being actually good for once, don't worry, next up is Winona, the team of whom has been engineered in a NASA lab to counter Grovyle. The only Pokemon that gives the gecko a semblance of a chance is Pelipper, and by a semblance of a chance, we mean that Grovyle beats it if it decides to spam Protect for no reason, which it sometimes does. Apart from that, nothing she has gives any chance to the grass starter to do anything. Grovyle, however, perseveres, even after being bullied by most of Hoenn's gym leaders, and evolves into Sceptile. With this newfound power, Sceptile is actually very well suited for Tate and Lisa, who have a team of 2 Pokemon, both weak to grass. Sceptile can outspeed and 2-shot either of them, and can, with its teammates' help, outspeed and double target one threat to shut it down before it even moves. In Emerald, Tate and Lisa come with an updated team of 4 Pokemon, but 3 of them are still weak to Leaf Blade, which gives the fast Sceptile a lot of room to get 2 or even 3 kills, assisted by a fast water, dark, or grass-type partner. And speaking of gym leaders that are weak to grass, next up is Wallace or Juan, the water gym leader. Sceptile can beat up most Pokemon on their team, except for Celio and Melodic or Kingdra, which tank Leaf Blade and can retaliate hard. Sceptile's lack of damage output hurts it a lot, as it doesn't even come close to doing a full sweep and needs to rely on help to get this fight through. In the Elite Four Gauntlet, Sceptile does not necessarily have a bad matchup, but it just doesn't do enough damage to be a great Pokemon. It can get 2 to 3 kills on Phoebe and Sydney thanks to Leaf Blade, though it gets worn down very fast in the process, both in terms of its HP and its Leaf Blade PP. Against Glacia, you might think the water types on her team give you a chance to shine, but as we discover the hard way, you are not guaranteed to beat even the Cilios in one shot, which are not even that much of a threat usually, making Sceptile very dead weight. Against Drake, Sceptile will not manage to pull its weight against the dragon types. Maybe it can 1v1 one Flygon, but not much more. On the Steven fight, Sceptile will have a good target in Claydol, and that's it. It gets beat by everything else. Emerald Champion Wallace will absolutely give it more of a chance to shine, but Pokemon like Mirror Coat, Melodic, and Tentacruel still have it needing to be careful. Overall, Sceptile often feels like a burden, especially before learning Leaf Blade. It sweeps Roxanne and has a very good role here and there, but its early to mid-game performance hurts it a lot, especially given that it's a starter Pokemon. So, what do you think about Gen 3 Sceptile? Would you still use it despite its flaws, or are you more of either a bird enjoyer or a fan of whatever Mudkip happens to be? As always, don't forget to tell us what you think in the comments and to leave a like and subscribe. Check these videos out, and on that note, have a nice one.